From stolen bases to one unforgettable ground ball, he was the pulse of the '86 Mets, forever tied to baseball's most poetic rally, a moment etched in memory, an energy still felt in October air. I present to you Mookie Wilson.
Yep.
Mookie, thank you for joining us.
Man, thanks for having me. Beautiful day, isn't it?
It is, man,
Yeah.
and you're burning right now. You're cooking over there.
I am.
For everybody to know, Mookie is also great with his culinary skills. What is the one dish you're cooking there that everybody should sample?
Oh, we're cooking right now down. The mac and cheese is outstanding off the chain. Oh, mac and cheese.
The mac and cheese.
The mac and cheese is good. That seems to be a really big hit for us. You know, but don't limit yourself to that. We got a lot of good stuff going on over there.
Mac and cheese, just as the sound. We're gonna get right into it. Game 6.
Yeah.
Bottom of the 10th. I know where I was. I was in San Francisco at a beautiful party in the North Beach section at the time. A lot of Met haters, and being a New York guy.
I know what you mean.
Being a New York guy,
Oh,
I had to stand there and take it.
Yeah.
But I heard the voices of Scully and Garagiola, so I was able to watch the game. Anyway, Bob Stanley on the mound.
Yeah.
Kevin Mitchell just scored on a wild pitch. Pandemonium
Yeah.
at Shea Stadium. 10 pitches later, your ground ball. I can hear Scully now.
Yeah.
Little roller up along first. Behind the bag, gets through Buckner.
Yeah.
Here comes Knight, and the Mets win it.
Yeah.
In that moment,
Yes.
did you know what you had triggered?
No. In that moment, because we as players, we live in the moment. We don't know what's afterward, what's going on. We don't know how one play is going to affect the game or your career. You just don't know. You just live for that moment. And at that moment, man, I was the happiest man in the world.
I can imagine. That play sparked a rally so iconic, many still think it clinched the damn World Series.
I agree. I think that's a situation where a team couldn't get off the floor. I think that really took the heart out of them. We were all but left for dead. And that one moment right there gave us the confidence and that swagger that we've had all year.
Do you reflect on the way that moment has taken on a mythology all its own?
I'm surprised because I tell people all the time, I've been a baseball player all my life, but I was never a fan. I played baseball for the love of it, but I was never a fan.
Sure.
So I didn't appreciate the moments that, that occurred during the year and during the season because I never had a chance to enjoy them. And I think I enjoy that moment more now than I did when I played because, when I play, the baseball in the era, big deal. But now when fans talk about it and it's like edged in their memory, and I'm saying, wow, man, I was part of that. And that's big.
You were not just a part of it, a fulcrum of it. Now take us to Game 7, the final out, the actual championship.
Yeah.
What emotions washed over you when it was truly won?
In Game 7, I never felt that we were going to lose, even though we were down a couple of runs. But I never felt that we were going to lose. It was just that confidence that in the momentum from Game 6.
And you make sure Ron Darling still hears that.
Since
he started it, right?
I know he's talking, but in all honesty, I think no one thought we were going to lose that game. I don't think Boston thought we were going to lose that game. I remember looking at the dugout and I'm saying, they're done. Yeah, they're done. You never say things like that out loud, by the way. You always keep that to yourself. So I say they're done. And sure enough, one run, another run, next thing you know, they're down. I say,
it's a wrap.
That's a wrap.
How often does that moment live with you, not just in public memory, but in quiet reflection?
In quiet reflections, I do think about it sometime, and I say, of all the things I've gone through, all the places I could have been, that was my spot. And you can't dream things like that up. You don't dream things like that up. And I look back at it, and it's just truly been blessed to be in that position at that time because you can't script anything like that. And it's something that you have to, I don't take it for granted. I never take it for granted. I've learned to appreciate it, even though when people talk to you, they call me Mookie 86 now. They don't know my last name anymore.
Mookie 86. Well, going back to 86, again, staying on 86, those Mets were not just talented
Yeah. Oh yeah.
and controversial. They were electric.
Yeah.
What made that clubhouse different from any other?
They were free. They loved who they were. They were what you saw that's who they were. They wasn't trying to pretend to anyone or anybody, as you well know. And there are a lot of stories about that team. Half of them are true. Half of them are true. But that team, they had a respect for each other. And in spite of what people may think, they had a respect for the game. They really, really did. They were almost like, they were two different people. They were a personality away from the ballpark. But when they got to the ballpark, it was all about business. And everybody knew what that guy, I respected this guy, what he was capable of doing, and that made the chemistry good. I didn't have to ask him what we were doing today or how you could feel today, because I knew he was going to give me everything he had. Sink or swim. I knew they were going to give me everything they had, and every player felt that way about every other player, and that's what made it so special.
Dwight Gooden,
Yeah.
he's here.
Yeah.
His rise was not just electric,
Yeah.
it was historic.
Ooh.
As someone who shared that dugout and clubhouse, what do you remember about his preparation, his mindset, and Doc's presence on game day?
That was one of the most amazing things I noticed about this kid. I can say that about this kid when he walked in spring training. It's just when he stepped on the mound, it's like he belonged there. And he didn't expect that. He wasn't nervous or anything. He just went out there with a strutting and, I'm saying, who does this kid think he is? Let's see. I'm sitting in center field. I'm saying, okay. Because, look, your number one picks always get a lot of hype. You're always waiting to see what's going to happen. And I'm sitting there, and I'm watching the curveballs fall off the table. I'm watching the fastballs rise. I'm watching guys swing and miss, shooting back, shaking their head.
Roy Campanella called it.
Oh, my Lord. The
What did Roy Campanella call it?
He's Uncle Charlie, man.
That's it.
Boom. And I'm saying, this kid got all of that?
Yeah.
And he was an A-ball. This kid got an A-ball. I'm saying, wow. So I was impressed. Not so much about his physical ability, but his poise on the mound, and that's what made him great.
So you think that is what set him apart, not just talent
Oh yeah.
and temperament?
There are a lot of guys that have talent. I've seen them come and go. I played with guys that had talent, but it's about temperament and understanding who you are, your strengths and your weaknesses, and everybody has them, But what happens is when you try to do more than you're physically capable of doing, and then that's where guys get in trouble because they visualize themselves being somebody that they're not.
Well, you can't meet the moment.
Yeah.
HoJo came over from Detroit in
Yes.
'85.
Yeah.
A champion already, like Keith Hernandez was with the
Yeah.
Cardinals in '82 before he joined the team.
Yeah.
Even with Ray Knight
Yeah.
starting at third base, what stood out to you about HoJo's voice and value as that team evolved?
HoJo was a very rare player. HoJo fit very well. See, back then we had the National League and American League. American League was the power bat, slow, big, heavy guy. National League was the running guys, speed, defense. HoJo fit right in. I mean, this guy had power and he had speed. And he's very versatile too. And he fit right in. And not only that, I don't think that HoJo could be himself in Detroit. When he came to New York and the personality that were there, he fit right in.
That's right.
He fit right in. So he was a perfect addition. And I think people misunderstand or didn't understand the importance that HoJo was to that club. And you mentioned Ray Knight. Ray Knight, okay. You can't put a price on what Ray Knight meant to that club. He was, and I know Ray wouldn't like for me to say this, but I'm going to say he was almost like the enforcer. Ray Knight looked like he was like this mild, relaxed guy.
I think it was Golden Glove.
Yeah.
You want to touch on that Eric Davis moment?
I was shocked. I was shocked.
Tell the audience to what I'm referring.
Well, it was we were playing in Cincinnati, and I don't know what the score was, but Eric Davis was going to third base, and he slid in, which I thought was legitimate slide because I slid in. No, I didn't baby it. I slid in. So Eric slid in, and Ray Knight took a step back, dropped the glove, and pow! And it popped him. I'm saying, whoa! So I don't know if it was something underneath all of that, but man, I tell you what, man, I looked at him, I'm saying, now that's a side of Ray Knight I hadn't seen before, And after talking with him more, he didn't take a whole lot. It didn't matter with Straw. One thing I found out about Straw was a team guy. I've seen guys arguing, fighting, go on the field and say it's okay. I can fight him, but you ain't gonna do it.
That's right.
You know, that's a straw. That was Straw. And Straw would take up for anybody on that team. And Straw was a little bit crazy too. Now, don't let anybody fool you. You know, he's a little bit crazy too. Strong as an ox. You know, his presence, you see that physique, man. But he was a competitor, man. And I think he got, and I'm guilty of it. I always, no matter what Straw did, I always thought he could do more, which is unfair. He just did it so easy, you know. And I guess sometimes it can be a blessing and a curse at the same time, because people never satisfied when you do things that easy.
To be so graceful.
To be so crazy. And he was, and I was guilty of it. I thought the same thing. I said, man, if he just put a little bit of effort into it, he could be. But that was Strong.
I agree. I agree. What has owner Steve Cohen brought to the modern Mets organization from your vantage point?
From my vantage point, and I've had the pleasure of sitting down with Steve and his lovely wife, Alex. And they are fans. They love the game. They love the Mets. So, the whole organization feels it. I walk around the ballpark and you can feel it, and stuff like that. I'm not in the clubhouse a whole lot, so I don't understand what the clubhouse is like right there, because clubhouse has its own little temperament and stuff, so I know how that is, and I try to respect that. But people love him, what he's brought to the organization. He's brought more than his money. All right. He brought a determination for the Mets to be good, because he's a fan. He's unlike me. I wasn't a fan. I was a player. He's an owner and a fan. That could be dangerous.
And those words coming from a World Series champion from that classic '86 team means a lot.
Yeah.
What do you most appreciate about Fred Wilpon's leadership during your era?
Fred, I have all the respect in the world for Fred Wilpon. I love the man to death. He actually took me on my first public appearance. My very first public appearance, Fred took me, and I grew an appreciation for Fred. Being an owner is difficult, because you got a lot of people you got to please. A lot of people you got to please. But Fred, as a person, there ain't no better. I tell you what, man, he's a good man. And when I was traded to Toronto, I saw him behind home plate one day. I don't know what he's doing in Toronto. I don't know if he came there to see me or not. I have no idea. And I went over to speak to him, and he said, when you retire, I want you back in New York. And I did retire, and they called me up to New York. I was at home, South Carolina, flew me up out to his house, and asked me to be a part of the organization. And then they had started a community outreach program, and they wanted me to be part of it.
That is amazing.
Yeah, he's a good man.
I'll tell you a quick story about Fred Wilpon. When I was doing the Brooklyn Cyclone games the first 2 years, we had a moment with one of the players, and HoJo will remember this. Frank Core was an outfielder. He found a ball up where we were, and Warner and I's booth was called the Catbird seat. We named it after Red Barber's old saying. And the ball spun over my head, crashed into the glass, and shards rained all over me. And if you've been to the ballpark, the luxury seats to the left. That night it was packed. And Fred was there with his friends and business associates. And I kept doing the play-by-play, kept doing the game. But Fred was concerned because he sees all this glass. The press box window is shattered. So he stepped over the barrier and looked at me and Warner and just wanted to know that we were okay. So I looked at Fred and I said, look, don't worry about it. I'm not going to sue you.
Yeah.
And that was it. But Fred is a gracious person.
He's a good man. He's a good man.
And the fact that he met you in Toronto, he probably did come there for that reason.
He may have, and I tell you what, it doesn't matter. I felt that way.
I know.
And that's all that matters.
I know.
Yeah.
Mookie, your name still brings a smile to Mets fans everywhere, from that evergreen moment in '86 to your continued connection to the game. What are you involved in these days, and how can people stay in touch with your journey?
I still work with the Mets. I am one of the team ambassadors. I can be easily contacted through the Mets. They have a department there that they always know where I am. They make my schedule, by the way. and I do that. So I'm always involved, not on the baseball side, but in the community outreach department, season tickets and all that kind of stuff, sponsorship and all that. Whatever they need me to do. So I'm always involved with this. I'm there all the time. And I'm even there on Saturday gating. If not, I'm actually cooks there on Saturday.
Well, I was going to say, maybe we should have a cook-off between you and Roy White, since he was the chef of those Yankee teams. He was just telling us today. Reveal that.
Roy,
maybe you two should go
the
off.
Yankees might have beat us back then, but I don't know if the chef thing is a different story now. He might not want to jump on that one too much.
Mookie, your legacy is stitched into one of baseball's most unforgettable echoes.
Yeah.
And we're honored you shared it with us here at the World Baseball Network. And Lou Tallerini, president, would kill me if I didn't present this to you on behalf of us. We're veterans. I'm a former U.S. Navy. Lou's former U.S. Army.
Okay.
And the founder is U.S. Marine. So this is from World Baseball Network, Baseball Without Borders. Don't take it to Atlantic City. I don't know if you can cash it in, but it's a wonderful chip for you.
Yeah, man. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And I understand that I had a lot of family members that are military guys, brother, niece, daughter. They serve Navy, Air Force. So thank you so much.
It's a pleasure.
Yeah, man.
And I'm looking forward to tasting your delights here very
Man, sure. It's right there by you, man. Knock yourself out. Knock yourself out, okay?
soon. Mookie Wilson.
All right.